Let's find out who wins the 2024 Oz Cup. The green light, they're set to run. Favourite box 5. Away and racing, and Morton only fair to go. Out fast, Launch Code, driving through near the rail. Timzu and Scalari's going to squeeze, and Scalari takes the lead. The Phoenix champ out by 2 lengths to Launch Code, Timzu. And then My Magic Man, followed by Fernando Phil. Then Mapunga Smoky, a mile back to Alpha Zulu. And the favourite Morton last, Scalari the leader, led by 3 to Timzu, who's honing in as they turn. Scalari and Timzu. Scalari grabbed by Timzu. Oh, he's good. Timzu takes out the Oz Cup by a length and a half. Scalari, 3rd to Launch Code, and they got away to Alpha Zulu. Mapunga Smoky, last few in My Magic Man, and Fernando Phil at the rear. Timzu, he lands a big punch in the Oz Cup. What a race. Timzu, 1, 2, 3. Race.
What a race. Scalari set it up. He got ahead, and Timzu was stalking. Absolutely threatening down the back straight. It was just that matter of getting that clear run. We know with Mapunga Smoky last week, he was beaten fair and square, but box 1 tonight was going to be huge for him. And how emotional is this for the Thompson camp? Holly, this boy is so special, I'm sure, to the whole family. It's been a race that has eluded you guys for years, and now you've done it. How good's that?
Oh, this is one of the few races that Dad hasn't won, and this dog, he's just unbelievable. As soon as we got him, I remember he come home after a few trials and Dad said, we've got a pretty good one here. And when there was the opportunity to buy a share in the dog, we instantly jumped in it with Ken and his brother. So it's, us 4 kids, got Tristan Lynch, his best mate Matt. There's a huge number of us. My share actually goes to my son, and Ben's share goes to my nephew Harry, and it's just unbelievable what this dog can do, and I'm lost for words. It's the best feeling.
Now we know it's not only a family involvement from everyone in your family to make you guys one of the most powerful kennel in Australia, but you mentioned everyone else who's involved. That must be important as well, to share it with so many people and be on the ride with them in such a significant achievement. Yeah,
like Tristan, he always comes to Geelong to help Dad when he's trialling. He's Sophie's best friend. They've been locked at the hip tonight, and he's like with Matt as well. He's come tonight as well. They always come. Tristan came to Warragul. Ken Bailey, he's all the way from Sale. He always drives down to watch this dog, and he'll even nom his dogs where we are just to go see him. It's unbelievable the impact this dog has on all of us, and I know everyone's going to be, I think, everyone's just going to be off their feet tonight. It's definitely been a long time coming for this dog.
Well, we know you guys have a lot of success, and this race has been one that's eluded you, and to see you win it's awesome, but not only that, but the emotion that surrounds it and the people involved. So congratulations to you and the whole family, Holly.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Holly Thompson there, guys. Timzu wins the Australian Cup for 2024. He had to work hard, as he did last week, but this night was his, this race is his, and now the Thompsons can say they've won an Australian Cup.
Oh, they certainly can. What a great chat there, Patch, alongside Holly Thompson. The emotions there, and as you can imagine here as well, Heath, because like Patch said in the post-race call as well, this is one of the most successful kennels in the country, and this race had eluded them, so the extra meaning behind getting the win, it's just tenfold.
Yeah, you can see it coming out through Holly as well. For such a big kennel as the Thompsons to have not won this race and seemingly to have eluded them for so long, it obviously is going to mean a lot to them to take it out, and with one of their favourite sons in Timzu. So terrific effort in the run by him. It looked like it might have been a repeat of the Phoenix for a second there. Scalari got out on the arm and made a pretty fair fist of things, but Timzu managed to save runs on the inside and just got home a little bit better in the end. So fantastic run, and he made amends for his heat run last week.
Oh, he certainly did, and got the job done. It was an exciting finish. Like Scalari gave a fantastic side out in front. It was great to see, and Talgi behind the boxes. You could see him getting up and about as you would, but 1, 2, 3 and 6 the numbers. Team Thompson run 1 and 4, and just the family connection. You can see all the connections as well that we're seeing heading up onto the podium. But as Holly mentioned there post-race as well, the family behind, and she mentioned, of course, Ben, who's over in Hong Kong at the moment on a riding contract over there. He'd be there with his wife, Steph, and their little boy, Harry, no doubt, going up and crazy over in Hong Kong there with the win of Timzu. But to have a whole family affair, so not only was it a Team Thompson dog, but every single person was involved, Patch.
mean, the Thompsons are prominent at most race meetings in Victoria throughout the week, Eastern, aren't they? They're the most powerful kennel in Australia and have been for a period of time. And I'm sure it's routine when we see Jay Thompson pop up winning races, but when you really peel back the layers and the bare bones of the backstory behind this boy, Tim Zoo, what it means to the family to not only win the race but share it with the people that are involved, it's just amazing. And yeah, that's what it's all about, Dan, isn't it? Winning races and with dogs that they live in. They absolutely love to death, and with people that they obviously have a really good ride with. It means so much, and to hear the involvement with Holly's son, who I don't think would be 1 year old at this point in time, and the rest of it that we heard from her as well. So yeah, special moment.
It's been a huge year for the Thompson family in general, of course, with new arrivals and obviously moves as well. A few of them are up in Queensland, typically in Ben and Steph. So great to see the whole family getting the job done there with Tim Zoo. But let's look away from the winner and really analyse what just happened, because Scalari put up a fantastic fighting performance out in front for a majority of the race. But Launch Code's run has been enormous in for third. He's really savaged the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to be fair, and I'll be honest, I didn't think he could get home as well as he did from the position he found himself in. And I said that before the race, but credit where credit's due. He was really honest in the run home. So yeah, all credit to him. It was a good performance.
Alpha Zulu in for fourth. What did we make of Morton? Now, we saw the replay briefly just before as well, but did either of you pick up anything there with Morton? Just didn't get out as cleanly from the boxes?
Yeah, we'll have to sort of go through it with a fine-tooth comb there, but it seemed that way. I mean, straight after the lids rose, having been behind the boxes, Jason Sharp sort of turned around with frustration that it was going to be really hard for him, given the way that he began. So, yeah, I mean, that's been his weakness in recent months. It's been tardy to begin. We know Ethan how fast he was last week and has been in any time that he's gotten clear, but it's just that first 10, 20 metres, it's so important to win races like this.
Yeah, it really is. And unfortunately for Morton in these group finals, I think this might be number 4 or number 5 for him. He's drawn box 4 or 5 in all of them. So he's had no luck in that regard, and it certainly makes the task harder when you're not nailing the start. But, you know, he'll bounce back. He'll be just fine. He's got a big future ahead of him.
What I love seeing as well is the performance of Scalari. I mean, I tipped him during the week, and I just sensed that he had that in him to get away well. It was so clear, so important that he cleared Tim Zoo in the early part of the race. In the end, he was the one that ran him down.
Yeah.
But to go 17.63 down the back, that is a real Scalari.
Yeah, absolutely. And Talgi's done a fantastic job of preparing him for these big races. You know, brought him to the Phoenix, comes here tonight, runs a really honest and good race. So you certainly can't knock the dog or Talgi, because they just find a way of running really good races at the right time.
Yeah, and he's gone 17.6 off the back, and he's only been beaten a couple of lengths, so he's gone 29.80. So that's just the numbers that he sets, isn't it? And it's just unfortunate for him that he's been beaten by a better one on the night.
Yeah, absolutely, and he can only do so much. You know, he's done everything right to get to the front and fight on. So, look, there's plenty of wins in his future. There's no doubt. He's already done heaps, but there's more to come.
It's quite amazing, though, how a trainer can get a dog to be just peaking for these big nights. And you've mentioned it on the coverage before, Patch, and I know Corey Smith did as well last week. But to get a dog like Scalari, where he peaks on these big nights, doesn't necessarily put in the A-grade performances away from them. But to get him here tonight, he was a double-figure odds as well, and he's run an absolute bottler. It's a great effort.
Yeah, it is, and everything's timing in this game. I mean, having been at Sandown for 10 years, to see Team Daly turn up the week of the Melbourne Cup heats and have dogs walk onto the lure, it's the only time of year they do it.
Yeah.
So as we know, whether it's human beings or animals, if we expose to the same things time after time, it doesn't tend to make a difference or have as much of an impact. So I'm sure for Talgi, he would have done box work with his good mate Graham Jost during the week, and it's exactly what he did before the Phoenix, and it's worked out perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as we're seeing the photos come through of Tim Zoo being given the rug for his fantastic Australian Cup win, the initial one for Team Thompson.
Yeah, fantastic result tonight, and the Victorians take the spoils. Finally, we're on the board tonight, eh?
We're on the board about time.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Look, there's
no surprise, and as well, like, I mean, they would have come into this series thinking that Explicit was the one to beat. I mean, he was the lead hope, and in the end, they've still won the series. It's eluded them for so many years, and not with the #1 contender.
Well, that just speaks volumes for the quality of dog that they have in the kennel.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, Ethan, we know there's a lot of kennels around with good dogs, and they might have 1 or 2 that's capable of competing at a level like this. The Thompson camp would probably have 20 dogs in their kennel I reckon 15 are up to this sort of level.
Yeah, you know that when the Thompson kennel step out with a dog, whether it's raced before or not, that they're going to be in the finish that day.
Whether it's a first start maiden or Group 1.
First start or a Group 1, you know they're going to be in the finish. They prepare them very well, and they always seem to have really good stock on hand.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I respect them so much for and have for years. We see a lot of good dogs come through the ranks. They peak, we consider them good dogs, and all of a sudden they have a form slump. I've always found with their dogs, they're always consistently at their best. You know exactly what you're going to get from them.
Yeah, they do seem to do a good job of holding their form. You do tend to get that with the better dogs, and they seem to have a lot of them, whether it's because they get them or whether it's because they train them. Well, at the end of the day, they seem to have a lot of them, so it must be because of the way they train them.
No, it's fantastic to see and get the spoils tonight, and they'll enjoy that one for sure, as Sweet Caroline's about to go in the background. So I think we're in for an interesting next half an hour here. But the Australian Cup has been run and won. Tim Zoo taking the spoils for Team Thompson, and we'll be back. Race number 11, we're not too far away, just 2 more to come here from the Meadows. Thank you. I reckon come in 5 out.